Today we need to talk about RM not being okay with HYBE policies allegedly and what people believed happened. I want to get into people believing a naked man was showering at V's apartment, and then we have V getting really emotional. So hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, hey spilling mug merch, and let's go. The music industry is an industry, and just like every industry, there is a corporate side. The corporate part is the side that everyone hates because the corporate side tends to care the most about money and is believed to care less about the integrity of artists. However, that's not always true, but HYBE is often accused of this. They are often accused of only caring about profits and will use their artists for money. I never understood this argument because the fandom acts like the labels are making music for free, and it's just something that labels do for fun as a hobby. It's fun for the listeners, but these labels can't continue to make music or create art if they don't make money. Who is going to pay for the building? Producers and the artists? They don't do these things for free. And if you enjoy the music and stuff, then you can't complain about the companies wanting to make money. Besides the obvious fact that music videos, promotions, and all that isn't cheap and the companies need money, there's other reasons that no one talks about either. Because here's the honest truth. If the CEOs could make more money in another occupation, they would do that other occupation. Because let's also be real here. Most of us don't go to college and study an occupation that we know will make $3 a year when we graduate. Do we not hope to make millions? So if the CEO stops making money, obviously they will decide to leave for another job that pays better. But what will happen is the label will have no one to run it and no new music will be created. These companies have to make a profit in order to keep going. With that said, this is why when HYBE announced a long time ago that they will be creating NFTs, I wasn't exactly on board, but I understood why they were going that route. If a company doesn't adapt and change, they will not be able to keep up with the times and not make money. However, what's interesting is their entire demographic were not all people that cared about NFTs, or a lot of them don't even fully understand it. I am referring to myself as well. The thing the fandom understood was that NFTs were going to be really bad for the environment, and that's really all they needed to understand. A little while ago, BTS did an ad with Samsung that talked about saving the environment. So this wouldn't be a good look for BTS to opt for something that is bad for the environment. It was reported recently that RM actually stood up to HYBE and allegedly prepared a presentation to the board and opted BTS to not be a part of this. No one knows what was said in that boardroom and how RM managed to convince everyone, but with BTS being big stakeholders in the company, they do have a big say during these board meetings. And it looks like they have a huge say in what gets associated next to BTS's name. However, this is all alleged, but we don't actually see NFTs next to BTS's name, so we know that something had to happen behind the scenes. And I love that there's a possibility that it was one of the BTS members themselves that were speaking up about it. As we can see here, you can decide to make HYBE a bad guy here, but no one really is the bad guy in this picture. HYBE is doing what is best for all the investors and trying to keep the company alive by making money, and BTS members are just doing what they think will be best for their own brand and image. I'm glad RM allegedly spoke up about something that was seemingly not okay for him and tried to make it right. It seemed like the members are at that stage in their life where they feel it's okay and great to speak up and do what they think is right, which is the best position to be in. The members are also very emotional, which is such a good thing because it keeps them in touch with the fandom. Out of all of the members of the group, V being the emotional one is definitely very accurate. I would say that V, Jung Kook, and Suga are the more emotional ones. I think Suga just hides it very well. The other members are emotional too, but just not as emotional. They're your more stereotypical manly men, so they don't shed a tear too often. But we love V because he often opens up about how he feels and is very transparent about that. V also remembers a lot of the little promises that he and the other members make to ARMY, so he will remember to go and fulfill those promises. Recently, V jumped on a live stream to talk to ARMY and he gave us an update on Jin. This was extremely emotional and you could tell he was feeling a bit emotional. V talked about what Jin would do if Jin was not in the military. V mentioned that Jin would usually hop on Weverse by now and leave a cute message for V and be like hi or give a request or something cute. Jin is usually the one to either jump on the stream in person, so if Jin is at HYBE, he will usually barge into the room and say hi, or if he's nowhere near the member, he would just tune in as a viewer. But this made a lot of ARMY really emotional to hear, and to hear that V is very much missing Jin and thinking about Jin a lot. Apparently, V continued to say that Jin contacted V to let V know about the military and his situation. Jin previously contacted J-Hope, and now my assumption is maybe he called everyone individually. But Jin said that he was working hard, and that is really nice and fun to hear. He is not struggling, he is not hurt, and definitely not in any danger. While this was definitely cute and fun to hear, people were also very shocked on some other things that V mentioned on this exact stream. V got to the point where he wasn't saying too much, and you could hear singing in the background. People automatically believed that it was Jung Kook's voice that you hear in the back, and ARMYs definitely know best. I do think it was Jung Kook also. But some people came out to make assumptions and rumors about what could be going on here, since a lot of these people really haven't even watched the entire stream but are just going by what is said online. A lot of people believe Taeyang and Jung Kook are dating, so they think that Jung Kook has been staying over all day, and others believe that Jung Kook was in the shower singing, which of course the theory goes that you don't always shower at a friend's place midday. However, these are just rumors for now, as we have no official confirmation, and I think it's fine to have your speculation, but we can keep at that for now until we have full confirmation. So I think speculation is okay, but I don't think it should be used against V or Jung Kook. Does that make sense? People were upset at this, and apparently Taekook ended up trending on Twitter because of this moment. The issue with this is that when the other ships that also have either Taeyang or Jung Kook start to come out of the woodworks, and I can almost guarantee that within the next week or so we will see Taeyang death threats from opposing shippers. This is when the ship becomes a bit of a problem. When it was just supposed to be something that fans enjoy and like to think about involving their favorite idols, it was never supposed to be a war thing and then turn into death threats and whatever. You believe whatever ship you want to believe, others believe the other one, or you choose not to believe any. However, all this was actually debunked by V himself to say that Jung Kook was likely not in the shower. They were not nude together. V talked about how he is currently playing a game with his friends and that Jung Kook is there too. And so he actually wanted to let ARMY know that we could have heard things that were not supposed to be said in the stream. This is likely referring to either cursing, getting angry, and cursing when someone dies or loses, or his friends may smoke and drink and you'll hear things like pass the lighter or whatever. This is obviously very normal when playing games, and of course these are not typically things idols are allowed to do on camera. So V wanted to make that clear. He obviously was not doing those things, but you can't control what other people say, and he never mentioned what other friends are there with him, so those idols can't get in trouble. But anywho, Jung Kook is just there to have fun, and it looks like either V got bored or lost and just wanted to hop on and talk to ARMY for a little bit, and I'm glad he did because he gave us a great update. And it's always great and fun to see him again. I'm very curious to know, what do you think? Did you think Jung Kook was in the shower singing? How do you feel about RM allegedly being like NFTs are not okay? And how do you feel about V getting emotional talking about Jin? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. We have a limited $1 tier that is currently open. Thank you, says a lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.